Edie Sedgwick is the most overlooked 60s star to ever live. After being casted by Andy Warhol during a house party, originally filming in an all-male cast, she was so popular with the male audience that Andy Warhol decided to make her own movie, calling it Poor Little Rich Girl. Sadly, her talents were never showcased as Andy Warhol abused her to keep her sick and mentally unwell, something that had been persistent in her life and mentioned here.
How does your family feel about your being in these movies?
They hate it. They're terrified. They think I'm just beyond belief, out the window with me, you know. And they've decided I shouldn't have any money. They hated the idea of my doing any modeling to make my own way. And as soon as I got into this, they're sending telegrams saying, "Oh, you've got to go model, please, just for a short time." And
Well,
they're so horrified that it amounts to the fact that they'll endorse the modeling idea 100 times before they dream of having to deal with this.
Edie Sedgwick was so bright that she often had part in these movies, making directorial choices and also even dabbling in Warhol's own personal artwork. Talking for him when he didn't want to talk, since she knew that he wasn't a very public person. This often led to a kind of mutual relationship that benefited both of them, but really hurt Edie, since he kind of glamorized the way she was and her beauty and her grace and how often happy she was and how kind of hurt she was inside that he casted because she was so sick and beautiful. And often in the 60s, that sick and beautifulness was the trend, and being anorexic and suffering from familial problems was beautiful.
Good evening, Andy.
Andy, I must warn you, Andy won't say a word.
Why?
He's not used to making really public appearances, so I think he'll whisper answers to me if you ask him a question.
Can I listen while he whispers?
I'll whisper to you.
Aren't you going to say one word, Andy? I know.
Old film
And
style.
they're real cells by just taking the close-up shots. But you don't want to do that again. So how are you going to do it? Like you can fit in Ondine and Don Don maybe. But when it gets to be more than that, they'll lose their real.
It's a role.
I mean, what is your concern? Just a nothing?
No, but
Like just a bunch of people? Who cares?
no, I don't mean that.
Do you
No.
want the people? You have fabulous people there.
but,
Do you want to
know,
take
like,
advantage of them?
If well, then we can't have Donald and Eddie then tomorrow.
Oh, yes, you can.
But
You have
but-
3 reels.
But the door, yeah, but I mean, but then you can't, like,
They could.
then it's like 3 different movies. They'll be coming in each reel.
That isn't the point. The point is, what are you going to make of it on film?
Sadly, after Edie started not making much money as her prior film, Poor Little Rich Girl, she kind of was discarded by Andy due to the fact that Andy wasn't making enough money off her, being replaced by Twiggy, a prettier, skinnier, tiny model, one much like Edie, but definitely without all the problems. And Edie later died of an overdose after marrying Michael Post, probably due to her underlying mental illness, which she had egged on by film casting in Andy all these years. And sadly, Edie from then has never been fully made into a star and never been recognized. And I think that's one of the saddest things about this kind of film industry.